Today, banking infrastructure company M2P Fintech has announced the first close of its Series D financing, raising 850 crore rupees through a mix of primary and secondary share capital. The round was led by Helios investment partners and places the company's valuation at over 6,550 crore rupees. The funds will help M2P Fintech focus on new products to strengthen its market leadership in India and expand operations to Africa. To elaborate more, joining me now is its co-founder and CEO, Madhusudan A.R. Madhusudan, welcome back to Startup Street. Now, with this fundraise, you plan to focus heavily on leveraging artificial intelligence and building advanced data capabilities that will help M2P scale its partnerships with financial institutions and deliver cutting-edge financial products and capabilities. So tell us, what are the new offerings in the pipeline? What are these capabilities that we're talking about?
Thank you, Shruti. Great to be back here in your show. So I think, over the last few years, there are three pillars around what we were offering. There was banking, payments, and lending. I think a fourth and an important pillar is emerging around, what we can do with data. So in India today, for example, there's a lot of work happening on the DPI side around account aggregator and how it can reimagine how credit to SMEs are kind of provided. So therefore, we believe that there's a lot of work that needs to be done just on the data side. And we believe, the time is opportune for us to actually leverage AI capabilities to offer better products and capabilities.
Okay.
Unlike a lot of other businesses, because we are sitting in the middle of a lot of these transactions and the way it is flowing, it makes it compelling for us to actually look at, data products in a very, very different lens.
All right. Africa stands as the company's next major growth frontier. Madhu, you aim to deliver bank-in-a-box solutions alongside digital payments offerings, credit card issuance, and a suite of financial services. So tell us, what is the kind of impact you hope to make in Africa, and how does your partnership with Helios help you deliver?
Sure. So I think we are at a once-in-a-generational opportunity where in the last 10 years, India has moved from a importer of financial technology to actually becoming a net exporter of technology. Companies like us, and there are at least half a dozen of them in India today, who are actually going and selling it to international markets. I think what's working really well for us and the tailwinds that we see, which is helping us actually go to several other markets, is really how India has adopted a lot of the new gen financial products. Be it payments with what UPI has gone through. Today RBI is talking about unified lending sort of interface, which will actually give a leg up to lending capabilities. A lot of this is, in a number of markets, this is actually going to go help drive financial inclusion in a meaningful way. Okay. And there's one block where inclusion technology can really drive inclusion is actually Africa. And we are delighted to have Helios partners actually join us in this round, because they have very deep ecosystem and network and presence in that market, which will help us to kind of deliver on that mandate really quickly. Yeah.
All right. Madhu, you operate in over 30 markets across the Asia-Pacific, MENA, and the Oceania regions. Besides enhancing your presence in the Middle East region, what new markets are you eyeing strategic expansions into?
Yeah, so I think we've done really well in the Middle East market. We've gone all the way up to Egypt, as an ecosystem. We see a lot of similarities between the work that we've done in India to a market in a market like Egypt or a market like Philippines. Very similar demographics, very similar ecosystem from an internet commerce standpoint. So I think we are just replicating what we've done in India. And in a lot of ways, I think those markets are also looking at India from a new capability standpoint.
Okay. I believe you're also building a war chest for acquisitions. Have you identified a few companies? Is inorganic way the way forward for you?
Yeah, I mean, we have been pretty acquisitive. We have done close to a dozen corporate interventions in the last 2-3 years.
Yes.
We are always looking at opportunities to actually partner and grow. Thanks to the nature of how we operate, we do end up partnering with a lot of companies, and wherever we see a natural fitment for those teams to come together, we are pretty open to sort of doing it. I think we will continue to sort of pursue such opportunities.
Okay. One final question before I let you go. Take us through the current growth numbers at M2P. What is the top line looking like? And also, what is the revenue mix between India and the global markets that you're seeing?
So our international market is still early. We are roughly about 40%. The recently closed fiscal year, we closed about 40% from international markets, while India continues to be 60% of the revenues that we generate. We have been profitable for the last few quarters. and hope to continue building out. In FY24 we exited almost about $70 billion in run rate revenue. Hopefully we are able to keep that momentum going in this year and the following years to come.
All right, Madhusudanan, on that note, it's time for me to wrap up our conversation. Many thanks for joining us today on Startup Street, and wish you the very best.
Thank you.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC-TV18 on all of our digital platforms.